Hi, how's it going? Excuse me, sir. Would you mind if I put this microphone up on the podium over there when there's a moment to, and wouldn't disturb somebody? Okay, in here. I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody in there. All right. Hello. Just wanted to put this. Yeah, I was just gonna hang. This has a little stand like this. It's good to go. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right.
The time is now 6 p.m. I call to order the July 9th, 2026 City Council meeting. As Mayor Pro Tem, I am presiding over tonight's meeting in the mayor's absence. He's out of the country on vacation. So let the record reflect that a quorum is present. If you're able, please stand for the invocation, followed by the pledge. Let us pray. First of all, Lord, we want to recognize a prominent Taylor citizen, Miss Leslie Gibbons, who's turned 100 years old today, Lord. She's a prominent educator and important member of this community, Lord. So we want to lift her up to you today, Lord, and we're just thankful for the 100 years that you've given her, Lord. Just thanks so much for Leslie. Lord, we just pray for peace tonight. Lord, we pray for understanding. Lord, we pray for wisdom as we make decisions on behalf of your community, Lord. We're just thankful for all the blessings that you've bestowed upon this community, Lord. And we're just thankful, Lord. We come to you with thankful hearts tonight. Lord, we just... Okay, so we do have one proclamation tonight, and Councilmember Cobb is going to read it.
Yes. Come over to the... Yeah.
There's a good picture there. Guys in the back.
Designating July 2026 as Park and Recreation Month. Whereas parks and recreation are vital to the quality of life in communities across the nation, including the city of Taylor, Texas. And whereas parks and recreational facilities promote healthy lifestyles by encouraging physical activity, reducing stress, and improving both physical and mental well-being. And whereas access to nature has been shown to enhance cognitive function, increase overall happiness and wellness, and help reduce the effects of illnesses such as depression, attention disorders, and Alzheimer's disease. And whereas parks and recreation opportunities encourage active living through sports, walking and hiking trails, aquatic facilities, playgrounds, and fitness programs that enrich daily life. And whereas recreation programs, youth sports, and educational initiatives foster lifelong learning, leadership, and healthy development among children and families. And whereas Parks and Recreation strengthen community resilience by providing gathering spaces, promoting environmental stewardship, supporting tourism and business growth, increasing property values, and enhancing the overall quality and appeal of our community. And whereas Taylor's parks, green spaces, and recreational amenities preserve the natural beauty of our city while offering opportunities for all ages to enjoy the outdoors, connect with nature, and build lasting memories. And whereas in 1985, the U.S. House of Representatives designated July as Parks and Recreation Month to recognize dedicated employees, volunteers, community partners, and advocates whose efforts enrich our lives. And whereas the City of Taylor proudly recognizes the invaluable contributions of parks and recreation in creating a healthy, vibrant, and thriving community for generations. Now therefore, as Mayor of the City of Taylor, Texas, Jim hereby proclaims July 2026 as Parks and Recreation Month and encourages all residents to celebrate and enjoy the many recreational opportunities available throughout our community. Signed this 9th day of July 2026, Jim Buzon, Mayor.
I didn't know there was going to be media tonight for this, so I'm a little nervous now. I just want to thank the council and the Parks and Recreation Board for all the support that they show our department and the value of Parks and Recreation. And you may see some of our programs and our activities and events, but all the guys here on the left-hand side are all the ones really responsible for that. Sometimes other people get the credit, but they're really the backbone of the department, and we can't do anything without what they do. And as a team, we are excited about what has been in the past and what is coming in the future. And thank you, Council.
I want to say that, y'all, there's not anyone that works harder than these guys and ladies. They're amazing. And I was super mad when before I retired from Taylor ISD, that they stole two of our guys, two of our best grounds guys that they took from us. But I don't blame them. These two are pretty good. Yeah. So thank you guys for everything you do.
All right. Ready? Thank you.
All right, before we get started with citizens communication, we have 2 for citizens communication, and we have a number for item number 7. I just wanted to remind the audience of the rules of decorum. There's a lot of strong emotions tied up into the topics that we're going to be discussing tonight. So we just need to be mindful that we need to remain respectful of each other. Clapping and support is certainly welcome. Booing, yelling, making snide comments is disrespectful. So we appreciate, your willingness to participate in tonight's meeting. We're so thankful for everyone here tonight because I know you all care a great deal about this community and for respecting one another and the council as well. So we can go ahead and start citizens communication. We have 2 individuals that are registered to speak, and Miss Essie Bass. Essie, come on up. And she wants to talk about recreation.
Good evening, councilmen and ladies and gentlemen. I don't have any children anymore, but my concern is still for the city of Taylor and their children. They say when you find a problem, you should also come up with a solution. So I was looking around, riding around. I saw that Oak and Sturgis and MLK and Bland, big empty block, nothing's happening on it, would be a good place for the recreation center due to the fact that it would be in the center of Taylor so that children from the north, south, east, and west could come And I just think that whenever you do anything, you have to do it for all, not just for one, but for all. And so the South Side looks all industrial. Then it should have some beauty and necessity to the community also. And so I think the Recreation Center should be in the center of Taylor. That is the best solution, because transportation here ends at 7 o'clock if they don't have a car, or they have parents that work. So I would hope that y'all would take that into consideration for building this center. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right, next we have Marco Solis. Marco Solis? Maybe over there. He wants to speak on flow of currency.
How you doing, City Council? I think that was a great way to start the meeting with the proclamation and how important and vital trees are to the natural ecology of the world. Okay, so USD might drive the economy, but it shouldn't drive our morality. In order for our society to prosper, we must invest not solely in the flow of currency, but on the ecological and natural infrastructure. It is not a secret that the most beautiful places on earth are those with abundance of nature. They build resorts and charge fees to appreciate what God gave for free. People don't gravitate towards where there is currency, but also where there is peace and harmony with nature. Parks provide a place for social gathering and appreciation for God's gift. Imagine the amazing beacon we can be for other cities and other residents. Parks don't just provide aesthetics, but crucial habitat for wildlife and water management. The impact flora has not just on the fauna, but the physical earth. The roots of plants act as a conduit inside the ground, actively changing and amending soil. Plants' roots also serve as sponges, retaining water and minimizing runoff. The trees help regulate excessive UV heat, unlike concrete, that acts as a UV reflector, bouncing up to 15 to 20% of UV rays back into the air, according to utmanderson.org. The beauty of the carbon cycle is that it's cyclical. The carbon in the air we do not need, and it's a byproduct of our respiration. The tree then takes the carbon dioxide, strips the carbon atoms, and releases oxygen as a byproduct. There's two astonishing things that occur. The oxygen that is released allows us to breathe and function, and the carbon the tree absorbs either gets made into cellulose and adds to the height and tree girth. The other amazing thing that happens is that roots also deposit the carbon back into the soil, where it actually needs to be. In conclusion, what is best for capitalism isn't always best for the citizens. And if we hope to reverse some of the damage we have done to this planet and to each other, the time is now. Today, you have the agency to do what's right, not just for your constituents, but for your families, and for the future of Texas, the future really of the world. God bless everyone here. God bless Texas, and God bless America.
Thank you, Marco. Okay, now we're going to move into the consent agenda. The consent agenda includes non-controversial and routine items that the council may act on with one single vote. Any council member may pull any item from the consent agenda to discuss and act upon individually on the regular agenda. Does anybody wish to pull any of the consent agenda items for separate consideration? No? Okay, so we get a motion?
I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 6 as presented.
Got a motion? Councilman Redden,
I'll second that.
Second, Councilwoman Long. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, 4-0. Okay, so now we're moving to our regular agenda, and the first item is number 7, and that's to discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the initiative petition and related ordinance submitted under Article 15, Section 15.1 of the City Charter, proposing an ordinance to amend the city's land development code to remove and prohibit data center in all existing zoning districts. So we have a number of individuals that have signed up to speak. I believe some have donated time to other individuals. So do we have a record of that here, or will they just have to tell us like who donated time to who? Or?
It's in your...
It's written on here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Well, very good. So up first will be Cosmo Kinney.
Hello, honorable council members. My name is Cosmo Kinney, and I'm visiting here from San Antonio, Texas. I came to speak on agenda item 7, and I'm advocating for you to pass that ordinance now because you're in a position to protect your constituents and community before it's too late. All across Texas, data centers are being built with little concern to the people they're displacing and the harm that they cause. In my home of San Antonio, we have dozens of data centers and more under construction, and many of them are far too close to residential neighborhoods. It's even worse in North Texas, and I want to specifically highlight one that was built in Granbury, which is in Hood County, and began operation in 2022. Because that one was built in such a rural community, with very few other industrial sites, its effects were noticed quickly and very well documented, which is something that hasn't happened to a lot of the other data centers that have been built in the last couple of years in Texas. Since that specific data center opened, local residents have been experiencing chronic migraines, tinnitus, vertigo, sleep deprivation, and cardiovascular issues, even leading to one man, a retired pastor who lived just up the road from the data center, being hospitalized and now relying on an external pacemaker to live. His symptoms, which started as just sleep loss and hearing loss, started shortly after the data center went online. Since then, the operators of that data center, local government, and the residents have been in a number of legal battles, most of them focused on the noise pollution, both audible and inaudible infrasound. The data center has since switched to a form of closed-loop cooling and erected a 24-foot tall sound barrier, but the issue has persisted to those residents. I'm sure you've heard representatives and lobbyists from the Blue Point Project tell you about their fantastic mitigation package, closed-loop cooling again, barrier walls, landscaping, and the city-owned buffer land. But the unfortunate fact of the matter is that the noise and air pollution created by data centers is not a solved problem anywhere, and it's not going to be solved here, unfortunately. They may be able to slightly mitigate the immediate effects, but the sound and infrasound generated by those data centers travels for miles and through almost any walls. I'm urging you to listen to your constituents' petition to you. Stop the construction of these data centers before it's too late. I already have data centers nearly in my own backyard and encroaching on parks that are very close to me and that I grew up playing in San Antonio. Don't stand by while the same is done to your community. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you for coming. Next we have Jose Horta. Mr. Horta.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Jose Horta. I live in District 4 here in Taylor. On June 11, 2026, the Halt Taylor Data Centers Group submitted a petition to the City of Taylor regarding removing data centers from all existing zoning districts until a dedicated digital infrastructure district was adopted. We initiated our petition on February the 1st, 2026. The petition that we submitted included a total of 1,400 signatures. From start to finish, it took us 130 days to get these 1,400 signatures. The vast majority of these signatures, well over 1,000, were registered municipal voters from the City of Taylor. We verified these voters' names. We verified that these voters were registered, and we verified that they were eligible to vote prior to providing the original petition to the City of Taylor. This petition met the rules established under Article 15, Section 15.1 of the City Charter, proposing a citizen-led ordinance. I am deeply concerned that there was no transmittal letter attached to this agenda item. That tells me that something is wrong. I hope that this was an oversight and that tonight this council will discuss, will consider, and will take action regarding our ordinance petition to amend the city's land development code and to remove and prohibit data centers in all existing zoning districts, and that you direct your staff to place our ordinance on the November 2026 election. Do this, or you will face us in court. Thank you.
Next is Miss Sarah Winters. Sarah? Sarah Winters? She's next door, okay. Come on up. You're up, Miss Winters.
Hey, funny thing, I was in the room. I'm Sarah from Taylor, 416 East 3rd Street. 5 minutes ago, posted on the Taylor Municipal website. The City of Taylor has completed its review for initiative petition regarding data center development, has determined that under Texas law, the measure may not be adopted through the initiative process or placed on the ballot. The determination follows certification of the petition signatures and a review of how state law applies to the requested action. Members of the community, blah, blah, blah. So basically, all of us here speaking, they're not accepting our petition. So we're going through all this. Just keep that in mind as you come up to speak. For 5 minutes ago, after this meeting started, y'all posted this on Facebook, knowing we were all coming here. Our mayor isn't here. Our Daniel is on vacation. Tell me that this is not shady business. Shame on all of y'all.
Not a good look. Not a good look at all. Shame. Shame. Not a good look. Shame.
And you give us decorum rules. Y'all follow decorum rules.
Wow. Thank you, Sarah. Carrie, Deanna.
Wow. Talk about being crooked.
Hi, I have 9 minutes because Tina Lewis donated her time to me, and also Alicia Cooper in there. I wasn't going to take Alicia Cooper's minutes, but I am because I also signed up for citizens communication, and I didn't get that time. All right? But first I'm going to start with how angry I am. I'm angry because we have followed the rules that you tell us to do all of the time. We have spent a year researching and looking things up. We have had meetings with you. We have talked to people. We've gone door to door. We've spent our precious time with our families to figure out how to come to some compromises. We asked you for land swaps. We asked you to meet with CEOs. We told you, maybe benefit of the doubt, that things weren't just above board. Maybe you made a mistake. Hey, there's harm happening. And I'm told all the time, hey, you know what, you'd probably get your way if you're not so aggressive. And I'm not aggressive. I haven't been aggressive yet, but I'm aggressive tonight because I'm angry. I'm angry that we're missing a quorum. I'm angry that people are on vacation. And y'all know that we were coming here. You know that we were working on this. You know that you did not communicate to us for the last 2 weeks to even let us know that you had the petition, that you started the verification process. You posted 3 minutes before this meeting started. While we're here, people have come for Houston. And you know what? You have the audacity to sit up there and tell us, be civil. Don't be loud. That is respectability politics, because you require people that are speaking up for their rights to be civil so you can overlook them. You make us go to this extent where we have to ask for a ban. People who don't want to even ban data centers, that understand that they actually have a place in our society, but we have to ask for a ban because we can't get you to represent us. We don't want the city to be sued. We don't want to spend our time doing this. We want you to represent us. We want to find ways forward. Now back to the citizens communication that I didn't get to say, because 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, on July 11th, I didn't get to speak about the committee, the advisory committee for the comp plan, because I was too busy getting a petition turned in. So I didn't get to talk about how you, and this, most of the time I'm saying I'm not villainizing you. I said that to a million newscasters today. I'm not villainizing you. A lot of people have touched these issues. We're asking you to advocate for us. But I'm gonna say right now on this issue, you guys chose people to be on an advisory committee to handle the issue that we're asking you to handle, and 40% of them live in your neighborhoods. In your neighborhood, there's no District 1 representation, and you choose to put the former mayor, less than a month after he was out of his mayorship, back on that committee. There's no district representation for the district that houses the people for both of the data centers that are allowed to build today.
Don't care.
For both city halls, for half of our Main Street, there's no representation. You are gonna make those rules without us in mind after we've already told you. So now, you know, when I tell my kids, hey, when somebody calls you a bad name and is treating you rudely, you let them know, you educate them first. Maybe they don't know that word is inappropriate. Maybe they don't know that's a slur. So you educate. But if they do it again, and they do it again, then you know that it's intentional. We have come to you over and over and over again and pointed out the inappropriateness. We pointed out the encroachment. We pointed out the racial environmental disregard, the disenfranchisement, over and over and over again. You intentionally don't listen. You hear, let me correct that because I've been told over and over, we're listening, we're paying attention. I know you're paying attention. In the way that you do a child that is screaming and crying in a store and you're hoping that they'll just stop if you just ignore them long enough. And then you know what you do? You blame us for being disinterested and unengaged.
And it's situations like this that make us be disinterested.
Who wants to engage when you're overlooked? This is the biggest narcissistic situation that I've ever experienced, where y'all stare at me like I don't exist. I walk around thinking, did I post that? Did I see that? All right, I got a minute and a half to tell you about the ordinance that you also did not attach any documentation to on the agenda item that you dropped at Thursday at 5 o'clock on the day that I sent you the last email saying, hey, are you even verifying? That's the 15th day for verification, by the way. So I assumed that there's verified signatures, but it was dropped with no notice of like letter of intent or language. Our ordinance is asking that you approve that we take data centers out of our zoning until you create a digital infrastructure zoning. We want to work with you on that zoning. We want you to hear what we require because we want land and human-centered zoning. We want to be able to sleep at night and not worry that there's a building that's going to come 500 feet from us and then we're going to have to do disrupted sleep, or we're going to have to figure out how to move away. If you want us to move away, just tell us. We want zoning that protects our resources and our family. We want notification within a mile of a data center. We want large load users to come here for decisions. We want zoning that works for people. Let the corporations figure out how to make that fiscally viable. You keep telling us that we need this tax revenue so that we can have better streets, but if you ask the people what they're exchanging for those streets, give us the dirt roads.
Next, Ms. Griffin Payne.
Wow. Carrie, you said it all. I come to tell you because it's in my neighborhood. It ain't in y'all neighborhood, it's coming in my neighborhood. I'm here to tell you, I just can't believe 2 weeks ago that the neighborhood came out to fight against apartment complex. Y'all knocked that down. Didn't approve it. Didn't approve it at all. Man, but I'm coming up here begging for a whole year, asking y'all to stop this data center because it's going to harm human lives. Y'all a joke, man. A joke. Do y'all care about human lives? Oh, as long as it ain't in my community, so the north side can get what they want, but the south side can't? Oh, come on now. Y'all a joke. Y'all a joke of a city council. Yeah, y'all probably didn't do the stuff to the south side years ago that it happened, but y'all could have changed. Y'all could have done something right for a change. This city is not being managed right, and y'all know that. And y'all all sit here and think this is a joke. These guys right here, they're a joke too. Literally a joke. This man right here supposed to be representing the city of Taylor as a lawyer, but didn't see the deed restriction? Come on. Come on. It's a restriction. But I tell you what, I guess it is racism. I hate to call stuff racism, but it is racism. It is racism, and y'all know it. Look at y'allself. All y'all can do is stare at me. That's all y'all can do. But y'all help that community over there. But we are part of Taylor too. I pay property tax too. My family been in this town for years. I graduated from Taylor High School. My sisters and brothers did. But you gonna sit up here and not vote something in that's gonna harm my community? And you approve it? Oh, y'all joke. I'm done. Y'all joke. Straight up joke.
Next is Kenneth Flippin. Mr. Flippin.
One thing I can say, one thing. Y'all sit up here and say, I'm a mean black woman, and she just showing her blackness. I'm showing my blackness today.
And I'm going to show my blackness with you, because this is crazy. Being one of the biggest and loudest components in community organizers here in Taylor, it's a slap in the face. It is a complete slap in the face. I live on the south side. My aunt lives on the south side. My uncle lives on the south side. And for you all to do this shit, it's out of control. Y'all are out of control. Out of control.
They just don't care.
Out of control.
Yes. So, you're getting a little feeling about how the community feels about this. I do want to say that when this was passed, I do remember that I asked some questions about water, and my council member did ask a question about water. It was a little bit too late, right? Like, in this kind of, to me, for a person that worked on the city council that was here when our Pride community was actually recognized, when we weren't worried about people with AK-47s walking around at our events. We were proud of that city council, not just because of that. We were proud because they brought Samsung here. The coffers that are being filled up right now are because of that decision in that council, that one council of the year. And then we had a lot of people run against them, calling them vampires, calling us vampires, calling us a lot worse things, things I'm not going to say on this mic, things that have been said to me in this community because of how we were attacked at that time. And now we think we bring economic vitality when we come to a community, and we feel like now we're being pushed out, and a lot of us have been. And when I think about this data center, it's not that we don't want growth. We want a city that has a downtown where we can go meet new people, not one that's unwelcome to us having a walkable downtown. But that means being thoughtful about how we do these things. And I want to go back to something y'all ran against the previous council about, which is pay raises and having professional staff for council members. The reason big cities are able to deal with data centers and ask them all those questions, it's not because any of them are smarter than any of y'all. It's because they have professional staff, they're professionally paid, so it's not just a person that has a regular job and can do it on their part-time. When you're dealing with big decisions like this is where you're going to end up. The politics is going to flip on y'all. It already has, okay? But this is a chance for you to say, we actually listened to y'all. It's kind of like, you know, Representative Cobb, what it means to when you have a teacher that gives you a paper back and says, this is not the quality of work that you can do, but I'm going to give you a second chance. To me, this is y'all's second chance, because they're saying, we're not opposed to every data center, but because y'all didn't do the proper vetting, now you have this reaction. So this is a chance to say, maybe we should listen to our citizens. Maybe they actually are just as smart and educated as we are. And so I encourage you to consider that on this petition. Thank you.
Next is John Murray. John Murray.
Hey, y'all. I was here at the last one giving my comment. I think I've been thinking about what I'd say in this moment since then. I guess I kind of hoped I wouldn't come feeling disappointed, but I think everything I've heard today has made me feel like this is more of the same that we expect from government, to voice our concerns, have them be ignored. I voiced my concern about the precedent that this would be towards systemic racism, and we just heard from people in our community who feel like they are victims of that systemic racism. And so it's nothing new. And so I wish, in the last 2 minutes that I had something that would convince y'all. But I feel like it'd be a waste of my time and your time. Honor the deed, build the park, listen to the people in the community who really care. And yeah, I think this is a second opportunity for y'all. I'm not a politician. I'm not a public person like that. You have a special opportunity to lead. I just sincerely hope that you take the second opportunity and do the right thing. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next up is Reagan Brady. Oh, wait a minute. Eric Johnson actually is up next on the agenda. Eric Johnson.
Hello. I'm on First Avenue. So there's some considerations that are different than any other zoning area as far as a data center. You have an extreme area around it that is affected more than any other industry. So you have extreme noise. You have the initial water use, which will get absorbed over time, but it will be refreshed after in increments. None of those have been solved. All of them are ongoing. So like you heard with Granbury, they tried to do something. It hasn't worked so far. It's probably further away than the one next to me. 800 feet, something like that. Flat land, nothing in between. Initially, I thought, okay, well, it's over the loop is where it is, right? Over in that big building that's being brought up. That might be far enough away to be a barrier. Probably still too close, but probably not. As far as the deeding, right? Texas Parks and Recreation Foundation, a Texas nonprofit corporation to be held in trust for future use as parkland by Williamson County, Texas. Tell me, how is that not a restriction? Also, if you allow this to pass, then you're setting precedents. So let's say I'm part of an HOA. I'm not, thankfully. Let's say I just leave that off my deed for the next person. They have precedents to say, I'm not part of that HOA anymore. It wasn't on the deed. Consider that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Eric. And I'm sorry I did go over Reagan Brady. So actually Reagan Brady is up next. Reagan? Reagan Brady?
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say I truly do not envy the people sitting here in front of me today. I understand what's happening today is a really complex issue. There's a lot of moving parts to it. It's very complex. A lot of dominoes have been getting set in place for this for many years, even before I was born, since this land was donated in 1999. And I think what really matters here is that even though this land has traded hands so many times and so much has happened in that time, and I only ask that the councilmen sitting here today can be the ones to hopefully put a stop to these dominoes from falling, that it's such an important time now that so many years of yeses and yeses, this land has moved along, traded hands through different companies, which was always intended to be a park. That was always the #1 goal, and yet almost 30 years later, no park has even been considered or thought about. And I think it's just most important that all the AI data center research, this is even before AI, this was 1999 that this was donated. I think it's very important we look and we see it's not about the AI or what it's going to do. This is just a simple case of a park was intended back then. We hadn't gotten it then. We haven't gotten it now. And now everyone sitting here is being told we might just not get it in the future. So all I can ask is that council sitting here today, that those dominoes do not fall. That is all I have to say.
Thank you. Ms. Robin Manley. Robin Manley.
My name's Robin Manley, and I live in District 1 over in Avery Glen. And my speech is going to go a little different than I anticipated because a decision apparently has already been made. But I'm going to read it to you anyway, and I have a copy for you. I want to remind y'all how immense your choice is for this town. We understand that some of the circumstances of this situation were left to you by previous council members, and now y'all must clean up the poop they left. And I would like to use a better word than that because I'm really mad, but I don't do that in public. You are in a unique position to fix this. We've given you stats on every type of contamination we can expect: land, noise, light, water, and most importantly, health. Our daily livability will not only be affected by these contaminants, but by the industrialization of billion-dollar corporations who will be dictating our community lifestyle. We like our small-town environment. We do not want this data center disruption. And we've told you this time and time and time again. Please give us hope that you support the wishes of the people you represent. Let us know that you are listening and hearing us. Let us know you care. We are here if you make the right choice, and the right choice is no data center in our town. Thank you very much, and I have a copy for you all.
Thank you, Robin. Scott Gibbs, front row.
Good evening, everybody. My neighbors, all of y'all are our neighbors. These are all our neighbors here. I live on T.H. Johnson Drive. I'm here speaking because my wife, Leslie, and I love living here in Taylor. We care deeply about the future of this wonderful city, and we know it can be an even better place to live, love, learn, and work for all of our neighbors, no matter where they live. We wholeheartedly supported the No Data Center petition for one simple reason. We love all our neighbors and want everyone to enjoy living here as much as we do. And when someone chooses to live here, they shouldn't have to worry about a data center or any other type of hazardous industrial development being built near their homes. Y'all recently created and appointed members of the Comprehensive Plan Advisory Committee to update our current comprehensive plan. If there had been a chance to volunteer for this committee, many of our neighbors, including myself, would have been happy to serve, but we didn't get the chance. Y'all all make your choices, and then that's how it happens. But I'm very disappointed, very, very disappointed that our city council didn't give equal representation to all of the districts in this city. In fact, it was loaded with 4 people from District 3. None from District 1, 2 people from out of the city. And I think only 1 from District, 2 from District 4. So unfortunately, it sends a disturbingly clear and recurring message to our neighbors in Districts 1, 2, and all of Taylor. You're not listening, and you're not representing all of Taylor. It's very upsetting. last time I was here, and I'm shaking like a leaf, because that's what happens when I get upset. I try not to yell. Like that. But I think you'll have the opportunity to fix it. The committee, I think you could add at least 2 members from Districts 1 and 2 and ask for 2 of the District 3 members to recuse themselves in the interest of community and equality. Make it even for everybody. Make sure everybody has a voice. You also have the opportunity to protect all of the people, our property and our resources. People have already spoken about this, creating the zoning that would prevent these things from happening. Another thing that needs to be done is extend that buffer area between residential and industrial. Nobody wants to buy a house and then wake up to constant noise and constant other, reminders that this is over there. I'm going to finish with my last word here. Please find it in your hearts to put our people first. Kindness is contagious and easy to spread. Please pass it on. Thank you all for serving on council.
Rick is up next. Rick Saline.
Good evening. My name is Rick Saline, and I live in District 2. I currently serve on the Taylor Planning and Zoning Commission, but tonight I'm speaking solely as a private citizen. My comments are my own and do not represent the Planning and Zoning Commission nor those of the city. I was here tonight in support of the citizen petition and the proposed ordinance before it was announced as null and void on Facebook 15 minutes after this meeting began tonight. Serving on the Planning and Zoning Commission has given me a unique perspective on our development code. I've seen firsthand that our code contains gaps, inconsistencies, and broad areas of interpretation that can lead to incompatible outcomes and decisions that do not always reflect the visions our citizens have for Taylor. Some of those decisions are made administratively, while others come before the commissions or council, but the results are the same: uncertainty, conflict, and a growing lack of public confidence. Over the past several years, we have witnessed in these public meetings citizens repeatedly voice serious concerns about the direction of development in our city. We've witnessed guidance from city leadership that development should not be slowed. We've witnessed statements by city staff expressing views that many residents believed dismiss the character and way of life that they value. We've also witnessed meetings become so contentious that elected officials and citizens found themselves shouting across this dais, including this evening. The actions of city staff and council regarding the handling of this agenda item and petition tonight is just another slap in the face. Regardless of where anyone stands on those individual moments, all of these actions display the blatant disregard for our residents and proving that their voices simply do not matter. Tonight should have been different. The issue before you was not whether data centers were inherently good or bad. The question was whether they were an appropriate land use for the city of Taylor under our current development code and consistent with our community's vision for the future. The impact on land compatibility, water resources, electrical infrastructure, and the long-term character of our city has become one of the defining issues facing Taylor. This petition was not just another public comment. It represented citizens who organized, engaged in the democratic process, and came together clearly to communicate the direction they want for their community. Whether every person agreed on every detail of the proposed ordinance was not the point. The point was that your constituents have spoken collectively and unmistakably. Unlike many of the broad issues within our development code, this was one you could have addressed tonight. This ordinance didn't simply prohibit a particular type of development, it provided clarity. It told residents, property owners, developers, city staff, and future councils exactly what this community decided was and was not an appropriate use for land under our development code. I respectfully ask that you listen to your constituents before it is too late for our community. Start representing those who elected you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. So now we have Jeanette Prats. Jeanette?
Okay. Hi, I'm Jeanette Prats. I live in District 4. So I'm going to make a few adjustments to my speech, but I was going to thank you for your commitment to the Taylor community because y'all do have a very hard job. I just wish you would listen to everybody and not just to maybe the wrong people. And I'm not going to point names or fingers because y'all know. I mean, you're up there. Y'all are smart. So I just wish you had listened to everybody. I have a few statements, and I'm taking it from the presentation on the Comprehensive Plan and Development Code by Fries and Nickel on July 1st, 2026. The first one, it states, preserve Taylor's unique identity and charm. I want y'all to think about that because I'm not for sure where we're headed. I was going to say it sounds good and something to strive for, but whew, okay. Number 2, identify community. This is in y'all's comprehensive plan, okay? Identify community priorities. Okay, so 1,400 people, signatures, aren't listening to the community's priorities? Who are y'all listening to? Okay. And these signatures weren't from one area of town or a partisan group. It was from the community of Taylor. Every neighborhood, every person, they were all wanting to sign this petition. And now they're looking at y'all. Keep that in mind. Okay, and so on the next to last page, it's titled, What Should Guide Taylor's Future? And that's what we're talking about tonight. And in that, there's a simple question, and it is stated, what should future generations say make Taylor unique? Well, let's delete the should and replace it with will, because it should be, what will future generations say makes Taylor unique? And then we have to ask, who are these future generations? It's not the adults now. It's not the press. It's not scientists. It's not even our Governor Abbott. It's future generations. And that's what I want to talk to you about, because that's your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. And the children that want to move here if we can get affordable housing. Little sidebar. Okay, there are, Taylor ISD has 3,183 students right now. They're going to grow up. Hopefully they're going to stay in Taylor. But they're going to come back. That's 3,000 people. Our petition was 1,400. That's double the number. And they're going to come and looking and say, who did this to this town? So that's, anyway, the future, what will you tell your future generation? I decided to sacrifice Taylor's charm and your future safety and healthy by denying this petition. I hope y'all reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know, but when I hear that voice from my wife, I usually just sit down and go, yes, ma'am, but I don't expect that from the city council. Thank you guys for doing what you do. I know it's not easy, and I don't know the whole story here. I came late to the game, and I know a lot happened before, and you're kind of in this position, and now we're moving down the road, and feelings have been hurt, and people have been offended, and that's unfortunate, because what we're really looking for is what Kelly prayed for in the beginning, is looking for some peace and looking for some equity and looking for some way that we can serve our people through the will of God. Can you look in yourself right now in your heart and go, where we're headed, is that the will of God? What would Jesus do? Where are we on this, guys? This is a real thing. I have a question. Can you answer it? What Sarah just said tonight, does that mean you cannot let this be an ordinance, or that you don't have to? Mark? You know? You don't know what was posted on the website? You can't talk?
There'll be a statement read.
Okay. Okay, so I'll proceed. I'm assuming, I'm hoping, I'm praying that the right thing can happen, that a good thing can happen. I don't know what's right. A good thing can happen. And that you do have the power to change directions. My grandpa always talked about stuff like putting the cart before the horse. I never knew what the hell he was talking about. What's the cart before the horse? I didn't grow up with carts and horses, but it seems like this is a big cart out in front of the horse, and you guys are, kind of behind the cart, getting dragged. I get it. But there's a chance to put the horse back in front, and you guys are on that horse, and we're the ponies that are riding right behind you. We will support you all the way to the end.
I want to thank you for doing this. I live at the corner of Alexander and Howard. I support putting this proposal into action, and that we put a halt to data centers until zoning is crafted to protect the health and physical resources of the community. Until then, a halt is appropriate. It might even be right. It is critical that you be supportive of citizens' requests before you for several reasons. First, you would be seen as responsive, supportive, and unbiased city representatives. Secondly, it will portray you as ones that value citizen input and the democratic process. Third, and perhaps most importantly, it will instill greater trust in you as a group, as individuals in your district, and just in government in general right now. And we can just stay at the city level. No reason to go off. As a point of contrast, I have to mention I've seen you and another city commission take a stand and listen to concerned citizens. About 30 or so spoke that night. This was the Kent Street thing, right? We all know, I'm sorry, what happened there. But you stood by them, 30 people. This is 1,400. Can we get you to stand by us?
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Now we have Nick Cavallero from Houston. Nick Cavallero. Hello, Nick.
Afternoon. Hi. My name is Nick Cavallero. I'm from Houston, so this is not my house, and I'll be polite. I'm speaking here because, well, I've seen what's happening in my own backyard. Directly behind my house was a 10-acre stretch of forest, and at one end was a dog kennel. That dog kennel meant the entire area was slated for commercial real estate. And in the great state of Texas, deed restrictions are the word of God. So, when the owner of that dog kennel passed away, corporation scooped up the entire 10-acre forest and built a vanadium oxide battery factory. 20 feet from my bedroom, their triple transformer power pole hangs over my fence. And there was nothing we could do about it because the deed restriction was ink on paper, already law. The $100,000 starter homes on one side or the $1 million ranch homes, property taxes didn't matter. Ink on paper, it was the law, they could do it. And I'm here because the parkland is stated for parkland. It's the deed restriction, it's the law. And if we don't follow the law, what are we doing here? Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. And now we have Melanie Goss. Melanie?
Hi, my name is Mel Goss. I live at 1118 Howard Street. And I intended on giving away my time, but no one would take it. So here I am. So my speech wasn't prepared, so bear with me. Clearly, we're all angry and disappointed. I'm angry and disappointed, and frankly, I'm heartbroken. I can't for a moment pretend that I understand your situation and the weight of having to make that monumental decision for our town. I was hoping to walk in here today, gaining respect for all of you, and I still hope there's a chance. Because right now, it's not there. I know this is difficult. I'm asking, we're begging you to do the right thing. Not the easy thing, the right thing. You still have a chance to gain our respect and to represent the citizens. You have the time. You can do it. You have that power right now. We've spoken as a community. We've received the required amount of signatures, and you've heard our request. Please reconsider. Please. You're looking at me. You're all making eye contact. I hope you hear me. Please amend the city's land development code. We need to protect our resources and continue making Taylor a lovely, thriving town that we all love. And since I have a little bit of time, you want to say anything else?
Yes, I want to say, y'all so worried about us getting sued, you're going to get sued either way. And you need to understand that. Because y'all going around telling the other side, oh, Taylor going to get sued. You're going to get sued either way. Either way. Because y'all know y'all done wrong. That's parkland. And you don't think the Congress are looking at us? You don't think they don't know what's going on? Oh, baby, they do.
I still have a minute left, so I also want to point out, you guys gave a proclamation to the Parks and Rec people, and I think it's fantastic. I mean, fantastic, well-deserved. They do a great job. And you mentioned that nature enriches our lives and keeps our communities healthy and thriving. Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see it? Do you see it? I hope you do. Data centers are the absolute opposite of that. You gave them a proclamation and explained why they got it. And then you're making a choice right now that is the complete opposite of that. I don't understand. I just don't. Please do the right thing. Pass this ordinance. These data centers, by the way, also really screw up people's property values. We work hard to pay for our homes, and you're screwing homeowners over. So, anyway, that's it.
Thank you, Don. Next is Kelly Castelline. Say that correctly? Kelly? Great name, by the way. Kelly Castelline.
Hello, my name is Kelly McCrae Castelline, and I live on Ferguson Street here in Taylor, Texas. I moved here 10 years ago because I fell in love with Taylor. I had traveled the world as a musician, and this was the place that my husband and I fell in love with. We could afford to buy a house here, and our dream was to start our family here. We have 2 little girls who go to the public schools here. They're 6 and 8 years old. And tonight at dinner, I said, if I buy you ice cream, will you go to the city council meeting with me? And they said, why do you want me to go to the city council meeting? And I said, because I have a lot of friends who have been working for weeks and weeks and weeks and knocking on doors in the heat and in the rain to fight for what is right. And I want you to see local government in action. I want you to see a local government that listens to their people, because 1,400 signatures is undeniable. It's an undeniable voice that has risen to say, we deserve more. We deserve to be heard. There's a history where the South Side is not treated equally. Its people, its land, its dreams, its hopes, its desires, its economic justice, its ability to have a quality of life has consistently been looked over. On that deed, it said as clear as day that that should be parkland for the children who live in that neighborhood. I spend so many hours at parks here in the city of Taylor. I love that proclamation earlier. I agree with everything it says. Whereas our whole lives are dependent on the quality of our natural resources in our environment. I want my children to grow up in this town. They're sitting in the room over there. But I'm not going to stay here if this is not a healthy, safe place for them to live. I'm not. And families, young families like mine who have a lot of skills and talent and passions to bring to this town, we're not going to stay. I spend so many hours and weeks serving this town. We build through St. James Episcopal Church all sort of community gatherings to bring people together to tell their stories, to get in touch with their sacred voice, to know that they have a birthright of belovedness, right? That's the work of community, is to honor every single voice. And that is not happening. So instead of teaching my children about an amazing moment where the voices of local people were heard, they're sitting in there learning about what it looks like when injustice is the choice. What it looks like when people's voices are ignored systematically over decades. And all of our lives, the quality of all of our lives will be destroyed. I wrote a song and I said, how do you dream in a world on fire? I'm not asking for myself, I'm asking for my child. I want her to know what it feels like to be free, to be wild. How do you dream in a world on fire? Please do better.
Thank you, Joe. Next is Gary Oldham from Round Rock.
That was kind of an apropos lead-in. I'm Gary Oldham from Round Rock. And as some background, I'm a member of the International Association of Fire Chiefs and the National Fire Protection Association. I'm one of the architects of the incident command system that's used worldwide to manage incidents. And I'm a graduate of the Executive Development Program at the National Fire Academy. I spent a career in the fire service, including as a chief. Data centers present an immense and hazardous fire risk. This was just highlighted weeks ago from a study from A&M, UC Berkeley, and George Washington University. But studies aside, let's look at our experience in Round Rock. In 2024, the Sabi Data Center experienced a fire in a roofless battery storage outbuilding. That fire caused $2 million in damage as the initial assessment, and today they're looking at more than $11 million as an updated figure. Smoke from that fire carried carcinogens, heavy metals, and other toxins into adjacent residential neighborhoods. Water from the fire suppression efforts carrying those same toxins entered a storm drain and a tributary to Brushy Creek. All the firefighters who worked that incident were also exposed to those deadly chemicals, and they'll carry that ticking time bomb inside them for the rest of their lives. That fire took 5 hours to extinguish. 14 pieces of fire apparatus, including a specialized hazmat unit, and 44 firefighters were needed to control that fire in 5 hours. Imagine that fire being at a Taylor data center. You have one engine company and one quint, 8 people on duty. Yes, you can call for mutual aid. Thrall and Copeland volunteers will show up, 1 piece of apparatus each. Hutto and Round Rock may be able to respond, but they're going to have a very extended response time. That's if they're available. Mutual aid is not intended to replace a fire department being appropriately sized to handle the fire risk in a city. And 2 pieces of apparatus aren't going to do a thing for a data center fire. Don't be fooled by the industry telling you that data center fires are rare. A single Amazon data center in a small Ohio city about the size of Taylor has had more than 80 fires since 2021. One of those fires took 30 hours to extinguish. Don't be fooled by a data center claiming they'll build and staff their own fire station. That's just an attempt to hide the occurrence of fires and to keep the city and the residents unaware of the threat. Why does this matter to some guy from Round Rock? We share this planet. We share our scarce water, and we all pay for the increased demand for power generation and distribution to feed the AI beast until that bubble bursts. And I don't want my fire department depleted, helping Taylor fight data center fires with an undersized fire department for that risk. You've heard from your community, maybe citizens can't initiate a zoning change. You can. Honor your residents all over the city and honor the deed. Pass the baton.
Rick Spear. Hi, Greg.
Howdy. I've lived in Taylor for 30 years, and I have voted in Taylor for 30 years. I have 7 points I'd like to make. Number one, it was stated that the perimeter, not the unit, but the perimeter itself would be 70 decibels. I brought my phone not to keep track of my notes, but to measure decibels, and I need y'all's help. Would you hum or buzz, and I'll tell you when we hit 70 decibels, and I want you to hold it for the whole 3 minutes, because once this starts, it's 24/7 forever. Okay? Hum or buzz. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Keep going the whole time. Okay, that's what you get 24/7 for the rest of your life. The other issue that we have is that it was stated that there would be 5 million gallons used to fill the data center. There's actually 6 buildings in the data center. It takes 6 times that 5 million gallons. It'll take 30 million gallons. 5 million was 1 day's use of water by every citizen in Taylor. So that's 6 days use of water by every citizen in Taylor that is going to go to the data center. And then it'll also be refilled when it needs maintenance. When it needs maintenance, the water that's in the system will be dumped. Where will it be dumped? They add anti-corrosions to that water. How is that going to be cleaned out? That goes into the ground. That's going to go into our water system. Number 3, where's the electric usage going to come from? Do we have extra usage in the winter? Do they ask us to turn things down? In the summer, do they ask us to set our electric on less so we'll be hotter? Yes. So where's that going to come from? Is the data center going to build an energy plant? 4th, it is not an employment center as it was previously stated. That just shows that there's been deception involved. I'll move on. Number 5, if things go wrong with the data center, if they do things wrong, what is our recourse? Lawsuits. How do lawsuits go? The people with the money force settlements on the people that don't have the money. Who has more money? Samsung or data centers or Taylor? Figure that one out. Number 6. Data. Keep on, come on. You gotta keep on. This is 24/7 for the rest of your life. Data centers put out air that is 14 to 25% hotter than the air around it. That usually this causes 3% or 4% increase in the temperature of the area. Who wants the temperature to go up 4 degrees in Taylor? Anybody? I know, we can't hear. We have to scream to hear each other because of the sound of the data center going. And lastly, I want to say thank you. We are Taylor. We vote. You answer to us. And if you don't do what we want and support a separate zoning district for data centers so that they can be regulated as they should be, then we will vote for something different. Thank you.
Next up is Justin Irvin. Justin, you're up.
I just love when y'all catch them on fire. I love it.
Hello, Mayor Pro Tem Council. I don't have any grandstanding to do, mostly because, you know, the speech that I had written for tonight, it has to be kind of changed on the fly, which I know is not something that you all would have wanted, and I'm sure you'll look into that. I want us to start off with a thought experiment. You know, elections are small in Taylor. 1,400 votes is quite a lot of votes in Taylor. None of you were elected with 1,400 votes. Not one of you. I don't think 2 of you together were elected with 1,400 votes. Secondly, you were elected with votes. You have that power, and frankly, very few of us want to be your adversaries. You heard a couple of people come up to talk about how, you know, you're our champions. You're the ones who are standing up to protect us. What we are trying to do is engage you in a way that the previous city council was not able to engage. You did not have this tool. This was a tool that we were trying to give you to protect us that you didn't have before. And just last, you know, I have great respect for city council's staff and the staff of the city. I was a city staffer. I was a state staffer. I work for the feds now. It's hard work, and it's hard to get it right all the time. We make mistakes.
Thank you.
And we're not accountable to the voters the way that you are. And the reason why we elect people instead of just have people like me tell you what the right thing to do is because just because the right, you know, bureaucrat way of looking at something, the right technological way of looking at something, or the right legal way of looking at something is there, and city staff will support that, that does not make your job any less hard. You still have to make the decision that's right for all of the community. So what I really hope everybody leaves tonight with is a sense that you have the power to make a different choice than what city legal has instructed you or has offered or has provided advice on. You can, as you have in many city council meetings, take an action to prevent multifamily use housing. That comes to before city council right now. You have the authority to stand up and say, tonight, we may not take the petition, but we will take the spirit of the petition and we will reform it and we will pass what is required to protect the city from the failure of the EDC and other steps along the way. Clean this up. You guys can do it.
Our last speaker on this item is Lisa Drummond. Miss Lisa.
Hey, I'm Lisa Drummond on Hossack Street. This is Clayton Tucker, and I'm going to give my 3 minutes to him.
Howdy. My name's Clayton Tucker. I'm the secretary of the Texas Farmers Union, and we are a farm group that has called for a full moratorium on all new AI data centers, and currently existing ones as well, frankly. Because I want to tell you all a couple stories about, and I ask that you really take this seriously. Let's talk about first Memphis, Tennessee. Now, I know these developers, they'll promise you the sun and the moon and the stars, which is important to always have a rancher around, because being raised around cattle, we generally know what bull smells like. Because while they promised, oh, we'll build our own data center, we'll build our own power, we'll build all these own things ourselves, well, they built that data center in about 123 days. You're not building any sort of power plant in 123 days. So what they did is they put giant semi-sized generators, diesel generators, methane generators, that release all these toxins. People who never smoked started getting COPD in that neighborhood. It was creating a new cancer alley to the point where the national NAACP actually started to sue them. So if we create a new cancer alley here in Taylor, Texas, what's going to happen? Who's going to get sued? Because that's the thing. These folks, they lie. They will hide the truth. They'll hide the water use. They may say closed loop system. If it's a closed loop system here, yeah, it might use less water here. It'll use more of the power generation. That is how they hide those numbers. And also, I want to really talk about the noise. The one gentleman did a really fun experiment. I thought that was great about that noise. But it's also the noise you can hear, but the noise you can feel. I talked to this lady. She and her 8-year-old daughter were living about a mile away from a data center. And the noise gave her daily migraines. She was taking multiple medications every single day. Nothing worked. It was a status migraine, completely debilitating. And even her 8-year-old kid was getting ear infections all the time, constant. Well, they sold their property. They lost about $50,000 in that deal, because data centers in a constant hum, no one's going to want to buy near there, so property's values tank. They moved away. Migraines are gone. Ear infections are gone. And now guess what's moving next to her, literally across the fence? Another data center. Not only do they harm people, they harm livestock. We're seeing reports that chickens lay 50% less eggs, that cattle start having stillbirths. And if that's happening for animals, imagine what's happening here. Because I'm going to tell y'all, yeah, there's not very much research, because this is being shoved down our throats. And I think we also have to ask, why is this getting shoved down our throats so fast? Why the rush? They'll say, oh, competition with China. China has 400 data centers. We have 5,000. There's no competition. There are more. Please listen to the people, respect the people, delay this. Stop it.
All systems communication. I guess I need to apologize. Obviously, this information was put on the website inappropriately, so I do apologize for that.
You're going to change it later?
So here's a statement, and here's the reason behind the decision. So I do want to address this initiative petition regarding data centers. So you guys, as members of the community, have communicated your concerns about the development of data centers in Taylor, and you want us to stop or significantly curtail these types of developments, and we've heard that. The city has made addressing these concerns a priority as we update our comprehensive plans and our land development code. When we receive a petition like this, we first work with the county to certify the signatures. And in this case, you guys did a good job. All the signatures were validated. The second step is to determine how state law applies to the requested action. How state law applies to the requested action. So like many cities across Texas today, we're working to address citizens' calls to action within the confines of what state law allows cities to do when it comes to land use and development regulation. To that end, after carefully reviewing the submitted petition and consulting with outside legal counsel, and not just any outside legal counsel, we consulted with what's one of the premier legal experts on municipal law in the state. The City Council has determined that under state law, this measure may not be adopted through the initiative process or placed on the ballot. State law does not allow a city to enact or change its zoning through by popular vote. Zoning may be established only through the specific process that the legislature has prescribed. Review by Planning and Zoning Commission, published and mailed notice to all affected property owners, and a public hearing. Because the initiative process cannot satisfy those requirements, the council will take no action on the petition this evening and will not place the measure on the ballot. This is a determination about the legal process available to the city. It's not a judgment about the policy issue, about the concerns you guys have voiced. You guys were loud and clear. I want to reiterate that we have heard your concerns, and the city we're actively pursuing amendments to our comprehensive plan and land development code to not only address data centers, but all digital infrastructure. These amendments include requirements for such uses as environmental protection, performance, compatibility measures to protect our neighborhoods, noise mitigation, air quality, and water conservation.
You are leaving the community.
We understand that this process may not be moving as quickly as some residents like. But I want to assure you that the city is moving this complex process forward as quickly as we can, while still meeting all state requirements and incorporating the public input needed. I would encourage everyone who invested time and energy into the petition to participate in this process. The draft regulations are now available on our website for public feedback and comments. Our Comprehensive Plan and Land Development Code Advisory Committee,
which is unfair,
will also be working to renew and make recommendations. A QR code has been set up for your convenience. Public comment may be made through the month of July. We anticipate an ordinance to come before council in September for approval following this public input and required notifications. In addition to these new regulations, the city has long taken a proactive approach to our water planning, maintaining a strategy designed to meet the needs of current residents while preparing for growth. Building on that foundation, the city is updating its current comprehensive master plan for water and wastewater to reflect anticipated demands across the region, including development outside the current city limits. And when these new plans will be presented in the near future, the plan will provide a clear roadmap for reliable water supply and wastewater collection for decades to come.
We just don't trust you.
Finally, we are monitoring the state's actions about data center regulation and will be incorporating any required changes as we move through our plan and code amendments. We recognize and respect the passion and commitment behind this petition.
In what happened today.
We hope every resident who cares about Taylor's future will stay engaged as this work moves forward.
It's so disrespectful.
And I'm so sorry. I know you guys put a tremendous amount of effort in this.
This is not, we are asking you to do your job. You could do the thing we're asking you to do.
I'm so sorry, but we can't do it. We're not going to take any action tonight. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
If that's not an adequate response, you can come to the Blacksboro with me, and we're going to work on an adequate response. I'll see you there. All right.
So no action will be taken, and now we are moving to agenda item number 8. There was-
respect is given.
Agenda item number 8 is to discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the final and recommendations of the Charter Review Commission and direction to staff concerning charter amendments for potential placement on the November 2026 ballot, presented by Attorney Charlie Zett with Denton, Navarro, Rodriguez, Bernal, Santee, and Zett. Lucy? Or Charlie?
Mr. Zach's here to
Okay.
answer questions.
Do we want to give a moment
All right.
for people to exit who would like to exit? Why don't we do a 5-minute recess? Let's do a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
7:24.
Excuse me, sir.
You mentioned the press conference is going to be out here.
Huh?
Press conference?
Yeah,
Is going to be out here.
Let's meet some fun people. Well, look at how many people she is. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you. Huh. The pain of not having a real camera person. The pain. The pain. Man. That is some crooked action.
There's ice water in that white bucket over there.
I'm about to head back.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
All right. That's I recognize you, my friend.
Hey, I'm Nick.
I
I'm the guy-
recognize you.
I'm the guy from Houston.
You were there to tell me, you told me about the red light camera ban.
Yes.
You mind holding this? Sorry, I'm low budget. I don't got a
Oh.
camera.
Yes.
Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate you taking the time.
This is like my 5th trip out.
Yes. Wait, so what were the other two?
So 2 trips out to Austin while you were there, and then 2 other trips out. First to protest Flock, and then with Mackenzie when she was pushing that agenda forward to put a moratorium on AI cameras.
So you've stayed busy, sir.
I've tried to. Got to find something to occupy my time.
I'm going to see if I can.
Not the end. This is not something that we didn't know might be a possibility. We didn't know it would come in this way.
And more important people than me are speaking. I will yield the floor.
In the lobby, if you want to hear the press secretary for the city.
All right, I got to get a microphone.
Well, yeah, the horse and pony show.
Who's open to holding this close to the person speaking at the press conference? You just got to point it at him and get as close as possible, man. I'm low budget. I have my own cameraman. For better or for worse.
Thanks for. Yeah, thanks for you said. It's, they're acting like they've never heard of this, but they have. We were.
We haven't set up yet. We're still waiting.
Who is the speaker?
Especially our city council.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
They're definitely in the wrong seat. Other than boo.
How you get a press badge? I want a press badge. I gotta be a better cameraman to get a press badge, I think. Pleasure to see you again, man. I see I got a volunteer microphone. Huh? A volunteer microphone. Boom operator. Throw this thing in the car.
Oh, they're such weasels. Weasels.
It's no surprise they found a way to weasel this.
Oh,
The
God.
lawyers found something. They just need to be sued. 5 minutes before the meeting. I'm sorry. Sorry we let you know before y'all spoke.
Are you allowed, sir, would you mind letting me know about that whole 5 minutes before the meeting thing? Because I was so busy setting up the camera, I didn't hear the story.
The 5 minutes before the meeting?
Yeah, everybody about that. Tell me that story. Because I've been keeping up with this, but I didn't hear about that. What's that?
You know who knows the most
go
about
there now.
this?
Now we're going that way.
Follow the...
Who knows the most about it?
Follow.
Sarah. Look for Sarah straight ahead. Sarah was the one that pulled it up. Came and said, you just posted this 5 minutes ago. I don't know if she's in or not.
Oh,
I haven't seen her in a while.
I don't know, like, if you're gonna do it, we should all be able to listen.
This is media access right now. There was no press conference scheduled.
Yeah, okay.
I have scheduled no press.
Why is he making it in the small?
Well, hold on.
Where's the microphone?
This is not going to be a press conference. This is prepared
Statement?
comments.
Okay.
It's going to be the exact same thing that's in the release.
Okay,
So there's no new information coming out here that's not in the release.
awesome, then it won't be any different, we're good.
Right.
Can you tell us who posted it on Facebook?
That would be, it was scheduled by the city to be posted.
Why not wait till the day of to post it? A particular person posted it. Is that it?
I'm sorry, I couldn't. I am the communications manager. It was posted, yes.
So it's your decision to post it. Yeah, you wanna take that on? Let's do it. Don't say,
It was,
say the city. No.
correct. This was the city decision.
We're trying to help you. Yeah, don't take that on. I just wanna know whose decision it was to post it.
Okay, I'm going to read the prepared comments here.
Don't take that on. You trying to say you-
But I guess I got to point out
Well,
this.
yeah, that's true. Why? She's
Because
right.
she's talking, I got to get it.
I don't understand. Go ahead.
You can't endorse the local without endorsing the office as well.
You know, I got $1.
Right, you have to-
Sorry?
Mind if we make you-
Yeah, sure.
Does it feel hot in here? It should.
It's very hot.
Imagine how much worse it would be with a data center.
They have better air conditioning, hopefully. That was a good idea. I wish I came up with that shit.
I took a mental note of that.
I wish I came up with that. Yeah.
Everybody ready? So after certifying the petition signatures with Williamson County and consulting with outside legal counsel, the City Council determined that the measure can't move forward through the initiative process because state law does not allow a city to enact or change its zoning by popular vote. According to Texas law, zoning may be established only through the process the legislature has prescribed. That includes review by the Planning and Zoning Commission, published and mailed notice to affected property owners, and a public hearing. Because this initiative process cannot satisfy those requirements, the council will take no action on the petition and will not place the measure on the ballot. We do want to assure residents that we have heard the concerns raised by members of our community on the data center issues. And council wants to be clear that this determination is about the legal processes available to the city and not a judgment on the concerns put forth by the community members who organized and signed the petition. The city is actively pursuing amendments to its comprehensive plan and land development code to address not only data centers, but all digital infrastructure. The proposed amendments would create new requirements for such uses, including environmental protection, performance and compatibility measures to protect neighborhoods, noise mitigation, air quality, and water conservation. A link to those draft regulations is now available on the city's website and social media. Feedback will be accepted through the month of July.
When did the city know that this position could have legally moved forward?
This is all I've got for you. This is my prepared statement.
But why wait to the last minute? Why wait at the beginning of the
everyone.
meeting?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Why this is why we don't trust you. Why did you disrespect us?
You disrespected the citizens of Taylor.
Basically, so the city is basically protecting itself and not the community?
Hey Jared, is there someone that we can direct questions to that would have more details about this?
This is the statement of the city at this time.
He's the PR guy.
Okay, so you're useless.
He doesn't make the decisions though, it's not his fault.
He ran out of town. The mayor went on
To
vacation.
give him some credit, he showed up, the mayor did.
Yeah.
He showed up, the mayor did.
Yeah, we give you that.
We're not killing the messenger, but we are sending a message back. They know it's disrespectful. They know what we want.
Right.
And you're doing the job as well.
As I mentioned, this is not about the judgment on the concerns, it's the legal process.
But the way that it happened, this legal process could have been communicated at any point in time. The amount of disrespect to the community over and over again.
It's going to take the city longer to rewrite a really 30 lines of statute and ordinance
than it will to gather 1,300 signatures. That's absolutely ridiculous. I spoke at Planning and Zoning well over a year ago with draft language that I offered Planning and Zoning. That's way too long. And the fact that the mayor pro tem restricted the rest of the council from being able to interact with us on this is absolutely fundamentally ridiculous. And it's enraging. You radicalized 1,400 people here tonight. And they could have taken action. They didn't have to use the petition. They could have rewrote the statute on the spot. They could have come with the draft language that we gave them and voted into being.
Yep.
So the mayor pro tem's position that they were not able to take action on that is just a lie.
Straight up lie.
You're here.
Remember that the mayor pro tem is up for re-election next year.
And he sits on the EDC board as the treasurer. Don't you think that is a conflict of interest?
As
For 13 years.
I mentioned, has a $5 million budget.
Yes.
I think we know where to go for our accountability.
When the city puts land in the EDC, it's no longer public, it's private, and that's how they get through a loophole, because it's private lands, and they put money in there, our taxpayer money in there, and that's how they create the incentives to bring industry in without the community. All you've done tonight is show us that corporations have more ability to affect the growth in our town than the people who live here, and that they don't care. Because somebody is benefiting, but we don't.
Somebody is benefiting big time from this.
It is not the community.
No, it's
Not
not.
to always say, well, there is not a voice for the South Side, the black community. This is the reason why. Because we are consistently held down, stood on top of, and slapped in situations like this. And humiliated.
Yes.
And made to look like we are fools and uneducated.
Yes.
And then you sit there and you look at us as if we do not have a face and a voice. You don't look at us, you look through us. You're not even looking at me right now. You are looking at whatever spot is on the wall. So that right there is why we feel like our voices are not heard, because you're not even listening to me now. You're not even listening to me right now.
The fact that we are having to ask for land and human-centered zoning and beg for it and go to this extent for basic like human rights and basic freedoms in our own town is ridiculous. We should not spend all of our energy doing this. And to do this at the last minute, you could have done it last city council when there was an executive session and you talked to the legal.
Yes.
You could have made an action after that. You could have sent it in numerous emails that we sent. But it showed up on an agenda item without any documentation, and you didn't even read the ordinance before we started speaking, and then you posted it. The amount of ways that you tried to humiliate the people,
So
that's shameful.
So how can you look them in the eye and you don't look me in the eye? Is it because I'm black? You look Carrie straight at her eye. But when you looked at, I was talking, you were looking at the wall. So why not give me the same respect and courtesy that you gave Carrie? Now you're looking at me because you just got called out. So it's null and void at this point.
Wow.
As I mentioned,
Of course, as you mentioned.
You're working on it. You're working.
as I mentioned, the city is actively pursuing amendments to the comprehensive plan and land development code to address not only the data centers, but all digital infrastructure. Again, the proposed.
But you know what? You knew about this before. You shouldn't be saying this stuff. You get caught up in that.
They knew about this before the meeting.
Daniel should have never put you in that position. He should have never done that to you.
How does any of this get us apart?
Yeah.
Question.
He should have. They did you wrong. They put you in a position. Man, he should have never put you in that position.
I hate that you're in this position.
Yeah.
I really do.
job
It should be the
They're leaving you hanging out.
a raise. Get some of that 10 million yourself.
All right, y'all, who wants a beer?
I want some apple juice.
They're not going to figure it out for us, so let's go figure it out.
You want to make sure you get a card.
Thank you,
Do you have
sir.
a card on you?
Huh?
Do you have a card on you?
No, I'm good. But thank you. You can always email me. It's lewis@rossmangroup.com. I read all the emails, eventually.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right. Thank you for coming out again.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right. What a mess of a setup.
Little bit of information out to everybody I know.
I just wanted to say thank you. You're the only reason I showed up here, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, this is pretty fun. Thank you.
Fun. I like that way of looking at it.
Me too. You can do it, you pussy.
Oh yeah, North. Yeah. What's your name? Nick.
Hi. We met before.
Came here just to see what's going on.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Carrying shit. The fuck.
Appreciate the help today.
Of course, thank you.
That was the biggest bullshit press conference I ever saw. Thank you, sir.
Well,
Do we have a hugging kind of friendship?
yeah, they're using rules to circumvent.
Hello. Would you be able to tell me the story of that whole 5 minutes before thing? Because I was too busy setting on my camera to actually catch and look up what happened.
Okay, so.
You might have to just walk over a
Yeah,
little.
you can tell me wherever you go.
All right, over here is great.
Is that better? I'm
Let's
trying to
see.
be in the shade, like so you have even.
Oh, if you
lighting.
could just give her the microphone. All right. Fuck, I'm a shitty cameraman.
Yeah. Oh, and I do. Is it a? Terry, I need either Pamela or you to be close by for Rossman. Sorry.
No worries.
Remember how I told you?
I think that's her leaving.
Oh, okay. Do you want to stick around in case? Sure. Okay.
The sun is in my eyeballs.
Let's find a better place then. This is.
I don't want to be like.
I think. What about right here? That.
How about this?
That
This makes
usually.
sense,
I mean, it might get windier. I don't know. It's a little bit better for us.
All right.
But is it worse for your camera?
Nobody comes to my channel for the quality, I'd say. If they were, I would have quit 12 years ago.
But they definitely come for the information because they're all texting me about all the things that you put on the wiki page.
I'm happy for that. Yes, I wanted people to I wanted people to show up with as much information as possible. So I'm glad that worked out.
They were taking notes and asking me, really? Yes.
So a couple of questions. So the first is I keep hearing about this whole 5 minutes before the meeting something got announced. You explain what that is, because I was literally just driving up, setting up the cameras. I didn't have time to read this stuff.
Okay, so we came in, everybody was ready. They did a proclamation. They did, Pledge of Allegiance and the consent agenda. And then as they started to address the first item on the agenda tonight, which is our petition, we noticed that they didn't say what the petition was. They didn't read out anything. They didn't explain it like they normally do. We were missing the mayor. There was a number of things that we were like, this looks off. And about that time, I started getting texts they denied the petition, they denied the petition. I was like, what are you talking about? So on the Facebook page, while they're asking us to come and make comment, they have already posted that they have denied the petition on the legal statement that we cannot change zoning through a ballot initiative because it requires a public hearing and a public notice, which is wild because that means that corporations actually have more rights than any individual person in this city about where their growth goes. For sort of a home rule city where we are supposed to choose what happens in our city, that's wild. So while we're making comment, everyone else on the internet already has the decision or the undecision, the rejection. And that rejection could have been made any time over the last 2 weeks. We turned the petition in 4 weeks ago on July 11th. June 11th, sorry. 2 weeks later at the city council meeting, we came and commented, no response. They went into executive session with the lawyer and had a closed door meeting. You were here with us that time. They didn't come out, make a decision or any comment. Another 2 weeks go by. We send in multiple emails asking where the process is, no comment, and then it shows up on the agenda. They had multiple opportunities to tell us that this was what they cited, and they didn't do that. They waited till we all came up here, till we organized and drove miles and miles and miles. Some of us are from Houston and Austin and Round Rock to share our comments, and they had already posted it on the website.
I think it's one of those things where if they had said this ahead of time, they would have expected maybe 2 or 5 times the turnout. And this way, it would have been 40 annoyed people here versus 1,000 very incensed people, and that's the calculus that they're making.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed in Austin that really drove me nuts is that everybody would sign, once people signed up to speak, they would usually say one day before the city council hearing, oh, by the way, that item's not on the agenda.
Yes.
And the reason this is annoying is because you have your city council meeting at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. Man. People took off work for that. They took off school for that. And they figure if they do it enough times, they'll just kind of get tired of it.
Yeah.
So I was asking people to show up anyway and talk on it and just figure out a way to relate this item to it.
Yeah.
And people were saying this is disruptive, this is not the way it's supposed to be done, but
they're disrupting our lives.
Yeah,
they're disrupting our lives.
And I think the thing that you've proven here, which is great, is that even if you actually do things the right way, 100%, they still fuck with you anyway, which is what kind of I'm not saying people should be mean about it, but I lined up about 100 people to speak, and I said, listen, item 33 is not that. You're going to find a way to relate item 33 to live view security cameras.
Yes.
You're going to figure out a way to relate it because they ignored you for so long. And I don't know how you do the same thing here, but
no, yeah, we have to teach people to do
cowardly. I hate that guy's job is to give you bullshit answers, but he is given, in my opinion, I think he is given a sheet by the mayor. He's like, I'm not going to be here. You got to read this for whatever he gets paid ain't enough. The fact that he has to, the mayor, that's very, in my opinion, is very, very cowardly.
Yes.
Because he's the one that is the one that would make this decision with the council. He's not even there.
Yeah, it is cowardly to have somebody else do that on your behalf. But also,
we were all yelling at that guy, but
also, I'm going to say we might be at the situation, this is a point in time where we look at people who work for the city and who say it's the rules or I'm trying to keep my job. There's a point in time where you look at the job that you are doing and you have to decide what is right and wrong. If they're asking you to do things like this on their behalf, also choose whether you're going to be sick that day or not. You can also call in.
And I felt, even though I was definitely on that ass, I felt bad for him because he just did not know what to say. He was shaking, he was nervous, he was sweating. He was uncomfortable in an uncomfortable situation that just didn't really have anything to do with him. Talk about being a scapegoat.
What's your name, ma'am, by the way?
My name is
I'm familiar
Terry.
with her. Pleasure to meet
My
you.
name is Terry. Nice
Yes,
to meet you.
how'd you get involved in this? I'd like to hear your story.
So I have been I have been in this fight behind the scenes since this all came about May of 2025. And, you know, living on the South Side, being on the South Side, you know, having such a strong history on the South Side, to know that they are continuously doing this to a predominantly black and brown neighborhood, it calls for speaking out. And to constantly be told, you know, why is there no representation from the South Side? Why is there no representation from District 1? Why are there no voices? It's situations like this. Because when you do come out, you use your voice, you use your platforms, you're still being slapped in the face. You're not taking what I'm saying seriously. You're not taking what everybody else is seriously. You're not even taking our neighborhood seriously. To know that a apartment complex got voted on in an instant in a predominantly white part of town, and then know that we've been in this fight for over 365 days, it's just absolutely crazy to me.
You know, even more, they voted that last city council.
Yeah.
And they voted it down immediately on a first reading even.
Yeah.
That you're not even allowed to vote a yes on a first reading, but you can vote it down. And they voted it down on a first reading, then went to executive meeting behind closed doors and talked about this petition.
Yes. It just goes to show the disregard that, you know, that black communities have in small rural towns such as Taylor. And I'm never one to play the race card. I don't like to play the race card, but instances like this is, you can't help but to call it racism. And it's, you know, historical racism, it's economical racism, it's even, you know, quality of life racism. Because what type of quality of life do we have on the South Side, especially if a data center is going to come in? Our quality of life is already diminished. So now you're basically just diminishing it even more.
And I'm going to say that there are going to be people who are going to watch this video or listen to what you're saying, Terry, and they're going to say, oh, well, they didn't mean to, or they didn't realize, or they didn't recognize it. But I'm going to say unconscious bias, when you don't know the impact is the same whether you knew it or not. Whether you intended to or not, the impact is the same. And so when we call it out, we expect there to be some change, and there's no change or accountability.
Because when you know better, you do better. And we're trying to educate you. We're trying to educate you, and you're not willing to be educated.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time. I really
Sorry.
appreciate it.
Terry, so to know exactly who Terry is, she's the one who found the deed.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell people that. Okay. I don't know if you want me to say that, but I'm like,
Yeah,
this is the
I always
person that
forget
put her
stuff.
glasses down and said, give me a
Lets
minute.
me hear what's in the headphones without having to be right next to it.
Yeah, to know me is to know that I'm the one who found the deed.
That's true.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, sir.
I had a bunch of stuff.
Thank you for coming out. What got you? Thank you for talking to me, man.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
What got you out here today?
Oh no, I'm
Okay.
just here to support her.
Okay.
I don't have all the facts.
No worries.
But, yeah, she you had her last time.
Awesome. I remember. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you for
too.
coming out.
All right, great. We'll be
You
looking
far
forward
away?
to it. Huh?
You far away?
No, we're about 5 miles. We're
cool.
over by the new high school.
All right. Let's see. Who else we got to talk to? This was fun.
Hello. Can I ask who you're with?
Huh?
Can I ask who you're with? What news?
I'm just with me.
Okay. I thought you were.
I just have a YouTube channel with my name. Now, if I had news, I'd have a bigger camera.
Do you have a card? Okay. What's
Yeah,
your
just Google
YouTube
my
channel?
name, just Louis Rossman. If you Google
Louis
my name, you'll find
Rossman?
Yes, sir.
You got a YouTube channel?
Yep, sir.
Okay.
I was interested in getting people to show up to this because I heard the story and I looked into it and it just seemed highly, highly corrupt and shitty.
Yeah, it is corrupt and shitty.
What got you out here? You mind being on camera?
Well, I don't mind being on camera. I work for
there's many
several
opinions on this
political. I work for some political candidates, and so I'm just interested in, getting folks out here and interested in this issue at the data center. I live here in Taylor, so I kind of got to see this one coming.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Where are those other
Space, so
We got
there's still questions to use. I don't want to be creating mass surveillance.
Yeah.
Or either they put a box.
Hello. You might be my placeholder while I put a bag in my car?
Absolutely.
Here. Let's see. This is one of the coolest people that I've met at any of these protests. So, without further ado,
Thank you, sir.
let's see. He shows up to everything. I love this guy.
I try.
And
my hair is a mess.
yeah, go for it. All right, we're gonna put this heavy bag away, and I'll be right back. Say what you have to say. You have the floor.
I mean, I'm just trying to do my part. I got the luxury of time, and I'd rather make these 2-hour drives out to Austin and out here to Taylor than just sit here and watch the world burn. And I'm kind of just grateful that people like Rossman are raising awareness. But, you know, showing up and saying your 3 minutes, it's really all I can do. But hopefully it helps.
Thank you. You live in the neighborhood? Oh, cool. How'd you hear about this?
Don't have much else to say. Sorry.
Yes. You want to talk in there or no?
Interesting.
Okay. No worries. No worries. You have a good day, sir. Thank you. All right. I go back.
And he's back.
Thank you for keeping my camera from getting taken. I highly appreciate it. Let me lower this thing. And take it. Thank you for coming out.
No problem, sir. Letting us know. Because it's people like you that can find these small things and bring voice to them.
I try. Thank you for letting me know about the red light thing.
Yeah.
That was actually a good lead, because there's somebody that, based on that same thing, is interested in banning them throughout Texas. Like, mildly interested, but here.
They should be.
They
should be, because it's under the same. It's the same thing, more or less.
I agree. Someday I'm gonna have a camera.
I mean, whether it's an AI on. I know we're not talking about the Taylor situation anymore, but whether it's an AI on the other side or just it takes a snapshot of your camera and hands that to a live cop who rubber stamps giving you a ticket even though he wasn't there, that violates our Fourth Amendment either way.
Very true. Thank you so much.
I have you on my list to definitely, I try to hit all the cities because I hit all, I cover all the way down to San Marcos and all the way up to Temple and then out. So I try to get all the cities. Yeah. Sometimes I miss one. Yeah. It does happen. Sometimes I fully miss one. I didn't look out. For sure. I didn't look at Taylor all last month because I was like, yeah. I'm glad I reminded myself. Anyways,
It's good meeting you. Thank you so much.
Well, that looks like a wrap. Anybody else you think would be good to get an opinion from? That woman that was heckling from the back the whole time was awesome. She was standing right next to me. I love that lady.
Terry?
I didn't get her name.
Terry Williams, she was standing right next to me
She
too.
was she was to my left while I was standing with the camera and heckling them.
Black woman?
Yeah, she was
She's
awesome.
Right here. Do you want to talk to
Yo,
her?
absolutely.
Let me go grab her.
That's like the one person I want to talk to more than anything. I'll go to her. I'll go to her. That's my job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much too. All right. There were 2,100 people watching at one point.
I was watching the live stream in the main room. Not the main room, the overflow.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
putting feelers out there and
Yeah,
seeing if
see
there's
how the
community support
support.
or if I need to work more on the planning and zoning commission first. So,
Excited to, yeah.
so just putting that out there.
Sounds good.
Thank you. And then, Miss, are people actually meeting at the?
Yeah. Justin Irving's over there, and a bunch of people were headed that way to talk and
Over to the Black Sparrow.
Black Sparrow.
There's the longer I wait, the better traffic gets. Are you driving home? No, I'm gonna drive to the bar. Sounds like work.
Very good. Not enough.
Bit of an outsider. I mean, I am an outsider, but
Now-
I have no idea what's going on.
Well, so the city council.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming out.
And what is your name?
My name is Louis.
Louis,
I
I'm
heard what the
Leslie.
city tried to do to everybody here, and I thought that's the biggest pile of bullshit I ever heard.
He
So I just
drove-
wanted to.
Drove out to the last city council meeting.
Oh, really?
Because he heard about the deed and the blueprint land. He's very invested in what happened there. Miss Hill is
I'm Leslie Hill.
no Leslie. I got a little verklempt for a minute because you mean so much to this city and all the things that you've done. So, but yeah, Louis has questions
We,
about.
my husband and I have done everything that we've done
Absolutely.
together.
Yes, but
yes.
Leslie, I know you've done a lot.
I don't.
Well, I just. So, what were your thoughts on the mayor not showing up for this, but leaving that young press gentleman there to pick up the slack for him?
I think he and one of his friends had already planned that.
Because on one hand, in my city, they would announce like 12 hours before that something's not in the agenda. But I've never seen this whole 5 minutes dig. Like, that's...
I haven't either.
It seems very cowardly, in my opinion, and it seems very like somebody's trying to play a trick. How does it make you feel?
It made me feel that they're trying to set us back as a race. We've made about, 5 or 6 steps forward, and they want to throw us back. I mean, all of the board members are all white. We have no communication. If my daughter had not called me and told me about this meeting, I wouldn't have been here because I'm tired from a 100th birthday party for a lady here. And I wouldn't have known. So I had to run home. We don't get any communication. But if they didn't put that on that window, it was not a mistake.
You know, one of the things that I heard is that they have to notify people within, I think, 200 feet. But when I looked up the site, the 200 feet around where they're proposing this is the city. So essentially that rule, because somebody kept saying over and over again, they notified everybody within 200 feet, but within 200 feet is their own property, which means they would have had to notify themselves. And I also know, and I think I know who was leaving all them comments in my comment section, and I also noticed that person didn't show up today either. But I think he knew better.
What was the name?
I have theories, but I'm not.
We have theories.
I have theories.
We shouldn't say it yet.
I can't say just.
Did I put a name on it?
You have met that
Okay.
person. You have tried to teach him how to communicate to the community.
Yes.
On behalf of the city.
And I have talked to them about it.
You have. It is not like they're uneducated or that they don't have access
Yes, they
to
are.
ask questions. Well, they're uneducated, but by choice, not by accident.
You know, I cannot understand it. And there are people in the office now. You know, there are lots of people in that office.
You worked in that office, didn't you?
No, I never
No, you didn't
worked.
work in the office?
I worked across the street there, the light company.
Oh, yeah.
Texas Power and Light Company, TU, TXU, and now Encore.
And Encore. Yeah, you have a legacy here.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for talking. I really
I'm
appreciate it.
sorry if I didn't give you what you wanted.
No, you gave me everything I was looking for.
Okay.
You gave me exactly what I was looking for.
Okay,
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
I got all your things. Where do you want them?
I'm going to my car over there.
Hey, when you say you're going to
All right.
I'm so sorry. I texted her.
Mm-hmm.
2 days ago, I said, you told Miss Lydia, why are you to drive by? So, why is this, that also feels? Are you your cousin?
Well, that's why I don't know what to do in any of this situation, because if you look at politics in the state of Texas, you look at Corpus Christi, they have that the water crisis, right? And whenever even the city, it's to your point, what you started with, even when the city tried to fight it, Abbott came in and said, I'm going to, micromanage. I feel kind of powerless in this situation. That's why I feel intimidated to speak up. And I'm like, you can have all the logic and reason, all the questions.
I think I got just about everybody. You think I missed somebody? I don't want anybody to feel left out.
The first question that's coming up, why isn't it here?
I don't think I did.
Their whole thing tonight was coming out on a technicality. Got you on a technicality.
Which, again, you didn't get. That's the game.
Yeah.
Like, we know that that's the game. Like, the technicality.
Yeah, Sarah wrote the ordinance. She might have some really great things to say.
Sure, F you.
She works at she works for Apple, and so she's on the computer in the evenings, and
Oh, boy.
so it's really great for me because I'm usually out in the street with Pamela. I'm talking to people, going community stuff, and I can text Sarah and be like, Sarah, article, Sarah, what is this ordinance? Sarah, what is this? And she does a lot of the great research, and so a lot of the things that we found out about everything comes from Sarah. She does a lot of good work for her.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to hear from her if she has got the time.
But I do think your suspicions.
Huh?
I think your suspicions about the bots are probably pretty accurate.
That's the thing. I wanted to say hi to him when he showed up. I wasn't gonna say like I know it was you. I just wanted to say hi and shake his hand.
Right.
But he wasn't here.
But
And I think that tells me something.
Yeah, the tone and the exact arguments feel too viscerally the same.
Very the same. Almost like I've had my comment section botted like that twice. And yeah, it's that has happened 2 times in 14 years.
Wow.
And it was the thing is he made it so obvious too. Like it didn't have to be that obvious.
It didn't have to be that obvious. And yeah, like it also goes back to like the comments are always with the blueprint deed, it's never about the city, it's not the city, it's about blueprint. But it is the city. Like the city is working to protect them. And so that's a problem. It is the city. And the city could do things. They could have done things tonight. They could do things. But now we know that it's not just District 1, it's everybody. That they refuse to do the will of the people completely.
So they equally screw you all.
Yeah. Which
Lovely.
means there's got to be, in my mind, there has to be some leverage, right? So what would make you disregard, all of you, disregard your constituents, regardless of getting elected in, regardless of just even being liked in your own city? Like, what kind of leverage builds a position that you are willing to do that day in and day out? I don't understand.
Offered by the city of Taylor to those people.
A city like Taylor.
A city like Taylor.
That's best.
I'm going to grab her.
Sure.
Okay. I didn't want to walk in front of you.
No worries.
It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you, ma'am. Thank you for taking the time.
Take care.
You too. I'll see you again.
Okay.
Today, I appreciate it. It's hard for me to be emotional. You're a really good speaker.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah. Do I need to hold it?
Yeah, if you grab it by
Cool.
this weird lever thing.
Awesome.
So, what got you to show up here today?
Well, I have been kind of part of this whole data center pushback from the ground up that literally started like May of 2025 when I ran into Carrie at a local wine bar and she sat down next to me and was like, what do you know about data centers? And at the time I literally knew nothing. And then we just kind of started talking and I started doing my own research. And that was when the whole BPP land started coming up, because she saw something on an agenda about them requesting a variance on something, and it was the first we'd ever heard about data centers. Like, that one was trying to come here and saw that it was right, 500 feet from the black neighborhood, and it kind of exploded from there. That's when we met Pam, when I met Pam, and just realized how little transparency, little people knew about it, how our own city council were making decisions on things that they knew nothing about. Through my research I've done my own research, I've talked to so many people, we've all learned so much about data centers at this point. And it's just kind of been next step. Once we found out about Project Comal, the second data center that's over by our high school, we had the realization of, we can't be trying to fight each data center individually. That understanding there's so many coming in this area. There are ones that have been on the books that we don't even know about. There's ones that are planning to come, that we have to find a way to fight all of them collectively. And that was kind of where, through just some of the coalitioning we've been doing with other cities, we've been part of something called the Texas Data Center Rebellion, which is just kind of a collective of all towns that are fighting data centers in Texas. That zoning was a good thing to look at. And we realized as well that really was a lot of where our issues lie, because our zoning has not kept up with technology. Data centers are being able to come into our towns through a loophole in our zoning because we don't have zoning that addresses the type of industry they are. And so that's when we decided to try and do something to change our land and development code.
Can you tell me a little bit about the decision that they made in the whole five minutes before people showed up thing? What was the decision that they came out with, and what made it better? Explain it to somebody who's just hearing this for the first time.
Right. So, So first of all, to understand, the petition process that we followed is in our city charter. It gives us the power to propose our own citizen-led ordinances by doing a petition that gets at least 10% of the registered voters in Taylor, which we did. We got that. Worked our butts off to get that. In the back of our minds, we've always known that there could be some kind of technicality, there could be something that we're not aware of that could pop up at some point and try and, stop us. When our own president, our own governor, are actively working against what we're doing, anything could happen. So apparently, and it was me that I literally, right before I got called up to speak for my citizen comment, I just happened to click on a Facebook and I saw that on the City of Taylor's municipal Facebook page, they posted about their decision for the petition, that something with that we're not able to use the petition process or an ordinance that goes on a ballot to propose ordinances regarding zoning, our land and development zoning. That is basically like null and voids our petition. So I'm not necessarily surprised that something like that did happen. What I am shocked and appalled in is the way that they went about letting us know. We turned our petition in on June 11th. We gave them about 2 weeks, not hearing anything back, and then we started calling and emailing and asking, hey, have y'all started the verification process yet? What is going on? 2 weeks ago, they had a city council meeting, and in an executive session behind closed doors, they met with the city attorney to discuss our petition. I am 100% sure in that meeting, they knew then that they were not going to be able to accept this petition for this reason. Why 2 weeks later? You've not responded to our emails. You haven't let us know anything. You wait. You bring us all out here. They knew we would show up. We've shown up every single city council meeting to talk about data centers, whether or not it was on the agenda. They knew we'd be here. 10 minutes into the meeting started, the Facebook post was posted 10 minutes after the start of the city council meeting. They post there that they're not going to be accepting it.
That's a middle finger in my opinion.
That is deliberate. They are playing games. This is a game to them. And they wanted to bring us here so that they could humiliate us in public by denying the petition to our faces. And that floors me.
I almost think it was the opposite. I think that if they denied the petition ahead of time, they would have expected 1,000 or 3,000 people to show up, and they would have rathered 40 angry people than
Yeah, right.
1,000
Which very
angry
well
people.
could be.
Because like the mayor not being
Yeah.
there, he didn't want to deny it
That-
to your face. He didn't even want to say
That
anything
is
to
the
your
other
face.
thing
I think
that
it's
I
cowardice.
am so also upset about. Our mayor not being here. I understand he's new. I understand he was not part of any of the previous decisions, but he is our mayor and he should have been in that room.
Buck
And
stops
he's a
with you.
coward for not sitting on that dais and looking us in the face.
The buck stops with him. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't want to. They didn't want to deny it to your face. He didn't want. He sent out that person. He sent out that assistant to read off of the sheet. I feel so bad for that.
Because also the previous communications, I don't know, they're always shuffling around who works for what in this department. You never know who's what. But Daniel Seguin was our previous communication director. He's the one that's real slick with all of his. He basically hung his coworker out to dry, putting him there for that. Like I
was looking forward to meeting him today. Unfortunately, he didn't make it.
Yeah. So I know he's a fan of yours. So that would have, that would
I
have
think
made
you
me
leave some
see.
comments on
But-
my YouTube videos. But
Yeah,
I can't.
but yeah, it was,
Out of theory.
again, it's a lack of respect. And the fact that Samaric had the nerve to lecture us about decorum at the start of the meeting and to print out the decorum sheets with the agenda for us.
That's an FU.
And then you sit up there and you are actively making decisions that are going to cause harm to even the prayer at the beginning about making decisions for the good of the people is such hypocritical. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you so much for taking the
thank
time.
you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you.
That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. World's worst camera. I know.
I just